NXT TakeOver Portland took place tonight in Portland, Oregon from the Moda Center, and it was one of the best takeovers of all time, arguably the best. Now, before I get to the show, I wanted to mention this, and that's the departure of Kathy Kelly, who announced she's leaving WWE, and tonight was her last night. She interviewed Triple H on Facebook, which she does after every TakeOver show, and they were both very emotional, and the Undisputed Era even made her the 5th member of the Undisputed Era for one night, which was cool. So she left. I'm a big fan of hers. I think she's a great interviewer backstage. She's beautiful. She's amazing to look at. So I'm definitely going to miss seeing her on my TV every Wednesday night. But she's someone who has a good future. You know, it doesn't surprise me she's going to get more opportunities. She obviously can do bigger things than just WWE. So that's it for her. She's leaving. I understand why, but I'm definitely going to miss seeing Kathy. So thank you to her. Now, let's get on to the show. First of all, the pre-show. Now we get to this. You had Charlie Caruso on the pre-show, which he always does. Sam Roberts is annoying. And the guy who stole the show on the pre-show was Mansoor. He was fantastic. It blew me away. Mansoor was great. I couldn't believe it. He did a really good job here. And Charlie Caruso even credited him after the show, or after the pre-show, how good he was doing. He even ripped on Sam Roberts for a bit. That was cool. Later they announced Nigel McGuinness, Beth Phoenix, and Mauro Ranallo on commentary for the night. And we eventually get to the show and the opening video package, which was quick. And then Poppy comes out. Triple H loves Poppy, but she's out there and she performs 2 songs. She performs Fill the Crown, which I think is the theme song for this show, and then Anything Like Me, which I think is the album for the song Fill the Crown. But she performs them both. I think she's pretty good. I think she's dark hair now. Black hair. She used to be blonde. I liked her performance she did with Io Shirai a few months ago on the Halloween episode of NXT. That was really cool. I thought they had a really awesome entrance together. But Poppy did well here. I like Poppy. Some people hate her. I think she's actually really... I think she fits NXT. I think she does well. And we start with the NXT North American Championship, which is the opening matchup. You have Keith Lee defending his title against Dominik Dijakovic, and this is a great big man match, a physical match, and did a lot of high-flying spots. One of the early spots was Keith Lee doing a Hurricanrana onto Dijakovic, who went headfirst into the mat, which looked painful. Dijakovic did numerous dives onto Lee, and they had a physical match. He had Keith Lee hit some vicious chops onto Dominik, which left a mark for sure. They fought on the outside. There was a fireman's carry from the top rope from Dominik, which looked crazy when he hit it to Keith Lee. There was a lot of big man match. It was a big man match in which you had 2 big guys, but there was a lot of high flying stuff. I was thinking to myself, well, these guys are so much bigger than Adam Cole and Tommaso Ciampa. You take Cole and Ciampa and Lee and Dijakovic on the main roster. We know which one would go last. We know which one would open the show. It's pretty obvious. Here, it's they both look like badasses. They both look like, this felt like a championship type of match because of how big they were. And there were some moments where it looked like each guy could win. The biggest spot for sure was when they used a computer chair, which was there at ringside. And what happens is Keith Lee's down on it. He's sitting on it because Dijakovic hit with some moves, and he knocked him down. And he goes and hits a springboard senton from the inside of the ring onto the other side of the ring onto Lee, down through the chair, which was just insane. That was one of the craziest spots I've seen all year. It was so creative. There was an amazing near fall with Keith Lee when he had a sit down powerbomb. He hit 2 in a row onto Dijakovic. Dijakovic kicked out. I thought that was it. After that, however, they continued to fight. I thought they went on a bit too long. I thought they probably should have ended it quickly after the powerbomb because I thought that's when they hit their max. I thought it dragged a little bit at the end. But Keith Lee hits his finisher. He gets the win. Great match. They embrace after the match. Handshake. I really liked this. I thought this was really well done. Next, we go to Tegan Nox against Dakota Kai in a street fight. And I liked this a lot. I thought this was really well done. So Tegan Nox comes on, Dakota Kai jumps her, and they brawl right away in the crowd. They crash through the barricade. Tegan spears Dakota through the barricade. Then they get to the ring, and that's when multiple weapons are used. And this was a really well-done street fight. I was thinking to myself, this is one of the better well-done street fights I've seen in WWE in a while, and it's like 220-pound woman, which was hilarious. They used multiple weapons in this match. They used trash lids. There was one silver one black one. They used trash cans. They used steel chairs, the steps, a long chain, table. I think it wasn't a kendo stick. I think it was a cricket racket or something that was attempted to be used. Tape, everything's used. And there's one nasty spot where Dakota Kai takes a trash can lid. She hits Tegan Nox right in the head. That surprised me. I didn't think they're allowed to do that anymore. Tegan Nox hits a German suplex onto Dakota Kai through a trash can, which looked good. There were spots with the chair. They continued to fight. There was a lot of fighting on the outside. Tegan's getting Dakota. She's getting the better of her, but Dakota comes back and she uses a tape spot in which she tapes up Tegan Nox to the ring post and she kicks her. Tegan survives, however. Tegan eventually hits a Shining Wizard onto Dakota Kai. Looks like that's it. She's going to beat her. And instead, however, there was a table that was set up on the outside earlier. So Tegan decides, I'm going to put her through this table. She gets a table in the ring, and she puts Dakota Kai in the table, and she pulmonizes her neck like she's going to get her. However, as she's on the top rope, Raquel Gonzalez, some chick I've never heard of, attacks Tegan Nox. Dakota Kai gets off the table, and Raquel throws Tegan Nox onto the table, and the table does not break. It just made a loud thud. It looks so fucking painful for Tegan Nox. Because she's really small, and like Dakota's even smaller than her, but Tegan's small too, and her body just like wham goes into the table, doesn't break, and then Dakota Kai pins Tegan Nox. Dakota Kai wins, and her and Raquel Gonzalez, I guess, are a team now. So that was that. Next, you go to Finn Balor against Johnny Gargano. I have to say, some people hated this match online. I thought it ended up being a good match, but it started so slow. The first 10 minutes were boring. Nothing happened. It was really slow, and it was a little bit frustrating, to be honest. It really was. They weren't doing what we want to see in NXT. It was like Finn Balor kept the WWE main roster style and brought it back to NXT. That's what I thought about it, sorry to say. So it was a lot of working on body parts. Finn Balor had a bad arm. Johnny Gargano has a bad knee, and Balor works on Gargano's knee for like ever. For like 10 minutes, he works on his knee. He throws him into the ropes. Springboard. He uses his leg on the ropes. Punishes it, hits like the Scorpion Deathlock type of submission looked good. Gargano makes a comeback, however. He starts to fight back, and then finally, like 15 minutes in, that's when it really starts to go into full gear, and if it turns into a fight. There's some hard hits, there's some good back and forth exchanges. The fans are booing Johnny Gargano, which was strange. They were more into Finn Balor. And then really, this is where it really picked off. I thought when Gargano hit an amazing springboard DDT, but Balor kicked out, and then you had an amazing sequence. Balor hits a brutal stomp to Gargano's ribs, but Gargano continues to fight. He continues to not quit. He's Johnny wrestling, and there was like 3 great sequences with the Gargano escape. He puts them on 3 separate times. However, Finn Balor is able to survive all 3 Gargano escapes. They eventually get to the outside, and this is where Balor takes advantage. He hits a drop kick, and he does a running drop kick from one announce table to the other, and when he hits Gargano off the table with the drop kick, Gargano goes smashing into the barricade. That was just an insane spot. Balor gets him in the ring. He hits the coup de grace. Then he hits a 1916 DDT. 1, 2, 3. Finn Balor wins. Great ending. I thought the match itself was a bit disappointing at first. It really was slow, but it was a win for Finn Balor. I think he probably faces Adam Cole at the next TakeOver show. Kathy Kelly interviews the Undisputed Era. Last we'd see her on TV on the main roster. Now, of course, we saw what Triple H and they did for her in the post-match interview that she did with him on Facebook and stuff. You can see that. But I think this is the last time we see her on the main roster, or at least on TV. Next, you have the NXT Women's title on the line. Rhea Ripley defends her title against Bianca Belair. I thought this was a very good match. And there was one horrible botch, not by the one, but by Mauro Ranallo. So Mauro Ranallo was talking with Bianca Belair, putting over her athletic repertoire, and he talked about how she dominated was supposed to be Columbine. He said Bianca Belair dominated the Columbine. Okay, I didn't know. Okay, that was so bad. Like, it's not, he said it, dude. That was such a bad botch from Mauro. That's embarrassing. I'm not surprised he got yelled at that for that. That was a really bad botch. He literally said Columbine when he was trying to say Columbine. Like, no, dude. Anyway, they have a decent match. I don't know how good of a worker Ripley is, but one thing I liked was noticing the fans were really into Bianca Belair, and they turned on Rhea Ripley, and they were more into Bianca. Bianca got over more than Rhea did, and Rhea's going to get the big WrestleMania match. I think that could be a bit disappointing for WWE, but I thought she got over far more than Rhea. I thought, man, she can be a star. She has everything. She's beautiful. She talks well. She has charisma. She's good in the ring. I think she has everything there. I really think they're going to do something with Bianca Belair on the main roster for sure. However, it didn't make any sense for her to win, so of course Ripley won. They did well here. It started off slow. Rhea gets Bianca in a submission. It's funny. She just starts spanking Bianca Belair in this submission hold she has her in. Because Bianca sometimes does the spank to her own ass, but Rhea decided to start spanking her. They did well. They showed Bianca's parents watching in the front row, so they're really trying to get her over. There were some cool chops, some hard chops by both of them when Rhea was on the top rope. They continued to chop it, and Bianca gets the better of her. She takes her hair and she smashes Rhea Ripley, and it opens up a hole in Ripley's shirt. She had a mesh shirt, and it opened it up. It was a nasty thing with her hair. She just whacks you with it. It looks painful. They reverse each other's finishers. Rhea almost gets her finisher. Bianca gets her finisher. Bianca Belair gets a lot of momentum. The fans are chanting for her more than Rhea. She hits a big dive on the outside to Rhea Ripley. It looks like this could be it, but Rhea Ripley gets back in the ring, and eventually Ripley gets Bianca Belair up, and she's able to reverse her and hold her up and carry her, and then she turns it into the Riptide. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley pins Bianca Belair, retains the title. The fans, again, they're more into Belair, but this was a very good showcase for Bianca. I don't think this was a great showcase for Rhea, but she did retain the title. However, as soon as she retains the title, Charlotte Flair jumps her, she attacks her, and she officially accepts the match for WrestleMania, and it's official. WrestleMania 36, the NXT Women's title is on the line. Rhea Ripley defends the title against Charlotte Flair. It's on. Next, the co-main event. The NXT Tag Team titles are on the line. The Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly defend their titles against the BroserWeights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. This was a fantastic match. I loved this. I thought this was great. I was really into this the whole time. This was really entertaining. I love the opening. So basically you have Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne come out on a golf cart, and it's funny because Matt Riddle keeps asking Bobby Fish, how much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish fried fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish fried fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish fried fish? How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish fried fish? I'm going to say it 1,000,000 times. Okay. This was a very exciting match. This was very entertaining. This is always perfect to start the show this way. I'm surprised that they didn't just kick it off with this type of match, because it's perfect to start the show. But this worked well, I guess, later in the show. I thought this probably could have been better acted earlier in the show. But it's had to go later. They really wanted to give Riddle and Dunne this big win, and they gave it to them. They're this odd couple team, and they just worked out perfectly. It's crazy. This was a very fun match. It was exciting. You saw some really good submission moves. There was a double submission spot, but Riddle's able to get out of it when he hits a knee to O'Reilly, and then he's able to take down Bobby Fish. That was a cool submission sequence. There was parts on the outside. They dominated Pete Dunne for a while. Matt Riddle kept getting thrown to the outside. One complaint with Pete Dunne, he does the finger break spot too much. It's a bit too much. It was really cool when I first saw it when he did it to Tyler Bate and stuff. But he just does it too much now. Just a little bit too much. It was really exciting. There was back and forth. It looked like, okay, the Undisputed is going to retain. No, but the BroserWeights kept coming back. The fans were super into the BroserWeights. Eventually, O'Reilly and Fish hit the last dragon on Pete Dunne, but they only get a 2 count. The BroserWeights continue to fight back, and then they hit their finish on Kyle O'Reilly for the win. 1, 2, 3. Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne are your new NXT Tag Team Champions. What an amazing moment. What an amazing match. This was awesome. The fans went nuts. I thought this was great. I love this tag match, and I'm happy they're giving the titles to the BroserWeights. It was an odd couple team, and it worked out perfectly, and they've been great together. So Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne, the best part of NXT right now, under your new NXT Tag Team titles. Finally, the main event. The NXT Championship on the line. Adam Cole defends his title against Tommaso Ciampa. Damn, what a great main event, but a shitty ending. I have to say, it was a shit ending. It was a fantastic main event. I would almost give this a 5-star match except for the ending, which I hated. So getting that out of the way, I was not happy with the ending. I'm going to praise the hell out of this match. This was fantastic. This was an amazing match. They started off slow. They started off working a match. Then I think once everything really started to pick up was once they first get to the outside. Tommaso Ciampa sets up Adam Cole in the chair. Adam Cole's sitting down, and Ciampa hits his brutal running knee, and that was just crazy. Fans went nuts after that. Ciampa looked right at Goldie. He's ready. He's going to fight Cole. The fans are going crazy. This was just a brutal knee. The fans are into it. And from that on, it just became a fantastic match. Next, you had a brutal spot by Adam Cole to Ciampa. Ciampa has the bad neck, and Cole was able to hit a German suplex on the outside onto Ciampa, and Ciampa went neck first into the announce table, which was it happened right in front of the announce table. It was just nasty. He goes neck first. You hear the thud of it. It's nasty. It looks like the match could be over, but Ciampa keeps fighting back. That was just an insane spot. Here's where it gets really good. Cole is able to hit his finisher, but Ciampa is able to roll out the way. Ciampa continues to fight through it. Cole can't put him away yet. He blocks a Panama Sunrise. Eventually, they get to the top rope, and Ciampa hits the airway crash from the top rope, similar to what he did to Adam Cole at War Games when he pinned him and he did it from the top of the steel cage. Here he does it from the top rope, but Cole kicks out. Next, we go to the outside. Ciampa powerbombs Adam Cole onto the announce table. However, the table doesn't break. Ciampa, getting frustrated, he knows he wants to put Cole away, so he powerbombs him the second time. This time, the table breaks, and he gets him back in the ring. However, Cole fights back, and I thought that was one complaint was I thought Cole recovered too quickly from the announce table spot. However, they get back onto the apron, and that's where Ciampa hits the air crash onto the apron onto Cole, which looked nasty. However, Cole is able to get back. He hits a Panama Sunrise on the outside. He was from the announce table. He did a Panama Sunrise onto Ciampa, through onto the mats, which looked nasty. Him going neck first with his bad neck with the Panama Sunrise. They get back into the ring. Cole tries to hit the kill or the end shot, whatever it's called. Ciampa gets out of it. He hits a fairy tale ending, but Adam Cole kicks out of the fairy tale ending when I thought Ciampa for sure was going to win. The Undisputed Era comes out. They interfere. Roderick Strong comes out first. Ciampa is distracted by him, and then of course O'Reilly and Finisher on the outside, and they hit their finisher to Tommaso Ciampa on the outside. They throw him in the ring. Adam Cole's gonna win. 1, 2, Ciampa kicks out. The fans are going crazy. Right when they did that, holy shit! I thought, okay, Ciampa has to win. I thought Gargano was gonna help him win. I was wrong. He kicks out of that. Ciampa's able to fight off the Undisputed. He does a dive, throws Cole onto the outside. He takes out Strong with a DDT. All of them are gone. The title's in the ring because the Undisputed put it there, and he's there. He's ready to grab the belt, but Johnny Gargano comes out. He came from the crowd. He takes a belt away from Ciampa. Ciampa's shocked. Gargano then hits Ciampa in the head with the title belt. 1, 2, 3, Adam Cole pins Tommaso Ciampa. The referee was knocked down. I forgot to mention that, but he was out. Cole pins Ciampa. Adam Cole retains the title. It was an amazing match. I had a horrible fucking ending. I hated the ending, but Adam Cole is still your champ. Amazing matchup and an amazing show. So I don't know. I don't think I really want to see Ciampa and Cole and Ciampa and Gargano again, but I guess that's it. Hopefully, they just go to the main roster after this. I don't want to see this feud anymore. Why are we going back? This is 2 years old. It's over. They did everything they could do. They had 3 matches. Why do we have to go back to Cole and Gargano, or to Ciampa and Gargano? Why? Why do we need to go back to this? But Cole retains the title. I guess he'll probably face Balor at the Tampa Bay show. That's only going to be in 7 weeks, by the way. And they also announced a UK TakeOver show coming up on the 26th of April. So you got a lot of shows coming up. I thought it was a great show. I thought it was one of the best takeovers of all time. I don't know if I liked the ending as much, but I thought it was an amazing show. Just a fantastic show. I loved it. I thought it was just, I can't say enough good things about it. It was an amazing show. It was an amazing show in Portland, and I really enjoyed it. So I'd highly recommend watching it. And once you have W Network, you can't watch it. If you missed it, just get on the network and stream it and watch it. You're gonna be really disappointed in yourself once you find out how much everyone loved it and you still haven't seen it, because this is a must-see wrestling show. It's a fantastic show, one of the best shows I've seen all year, and arguably the best takeover of all time.